I never spoke about what happened that summer to anyone, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to find out more. It all started when I was invited to spend the summer at my cousin's cabin in the woods. It was a beautiful cabin, surrounded by dense forests, and a lake that was said to be haunted. I was skeptical of the ghost stories, but my cousin was insistent that they were true. One night, I was sitting by the lake, fishing, when I heard a strange noise coming from the woods. It was a soft humming sound that seemed to be getting louder and closer. I was curious and decided to investigate. As I approached the source of the sound, I saw a figure of a woman standing in the distance. She was wearing a white dress and had long, flowing hair. She was staring at me intently, and I felt a chill run down my spine. I tried to run back to the cabin, but I couldn't move. I was paralyzed with fear. The woman started to walk towards me, and I could see her eyes were dark and empty. I was sure that I was going to die, but then suddenly she vanished into thin air. I was left alone in the woods, shaking with fear. I never spoke of what had happened to anyone, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I needed to find out more. I started researching paranormal activity and read books and watched documentaries, trying to understand what had happened to me. I also spoke with people who had similar experiences and learned that I wasn't alone. One night, I had a vivid dream. I was back at the cabin, and the woman in light was there again, but this time she was speaking to me. In my dream, she told me that she was a spirit who was trapped in the woods, unable to move on. She said that she was seeking help from someone like me to help her cross over. I woke up from the dream with a sense of purpose. I felt like I had to go back to the cabin and help the woman find peace. I returned to the cabin and went back to the spot where I had seen the woman. I closed my eyes and focused all my energy on helping the spirit. Suddenly, I felt a cold breeze blowing past me, and when I opened my eyes, I saw the woman in light, but she was no longer staring at me with intense eyes. Instead, she looked peaceful and calm. She started to fade away and disappeared completely. I felt a sense of relief and closure. I knew that I had helped the woman find peace, and I felt like I had finally solved the mystery of what had happened that summer night. From that day on, I was never scared to visit the cabin again. I felt like the spirit had been freed, and I was no longer haunted by the strange noises and the visions of the woman in light. I had faced my fears and helped a spirit find peace, and it was a truly life-changing experience. I continued to research the paranormal, and I learned that the woods near the cabin had a rich history of supernatural activity. Many people had reported seeing strange lights, hearing strange noises, and encountering ghostly figures. I learned that the woods were said to be the site of a massacre of Native Americans, and that the spirits of the victims were still said to be trapped in the area. I felt a sense of responsibility to help the trapped spirits find peace. I started visiting the woods regularly and conducting seances, trying to reach out to the spirits and help them move on. I soon became known as a paranormal investigator, and people started to come to me for help with their own supernatural encounters. I was thrilled to be able to help others in the same way that I had been helped. However, my excitement was short-lived as I soon discovered that not all spirits were willing to move on peacefully. I started to encounter entities that were angry and hostile, and I realized that I was not only trying to help the spirits, but also protect myself and others from their wrath. One night, I was conducting a seance in the woods, and I encountered a spirit that was unlike anything I had ever encountered before. It was a dark and malevolent entity, and I could feel its anger and hatred towards me. I tried to end the seance, but I was unable to break the connection. The entity started to attack me, and I felt like I was being physically attacked. I managed to escape, but I was badly shaken by the experience. I knew that I had to be more careful in my dealings with the supernatural. I started to research protective measures, and I learned that there were ways to protect myself from negative entities. I also learned that I was not the only one who had encountered such a powerful and hostile spirit. Many other paranormal investigators had similar experiences, and some had even been permanently traumatized. I realized that I was playing with fire, and that I needed to be more cautious in my dealings with the supernatural. From that day on, I approached my investigations with a new sense of caution and respect for the power of the paranormal. I learned to respect the spirits and to understand that not all entities were willing to move on peacefully. I also learned that I needed to be prepared for the unexpected and to always be on guard against malevolent entities. Even though I have encountered some truly frightening experiences, I cannot help but be drawn to the paranormal. I believe that there is so much that we do not understand about the supernatural world, and I am driven to explore and uncover the secrets of the unknown. As I continue my journey as a paranormal investigator, I know that I will encounter many more challenges, but I am ready to face them with courage and determination. I know that I have a unique ability to communicate with the supernatural, and I am committed to using this gift to help others find peace and closure.